I think it's good, right? Hello, I'm Carolyn. You can hear me? Okay.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
All right, this thing came on. It's a good volume for me up here. It sounds like is it a good volume for all of you down there? All right, cool. So we are going to get started with some announcements, and then we'll jump into the service itself. My name is Rabbi Dime, and on behalf of the Bethel Board of Trustees, I would like to welcome you to our service tonight. If you are new to our congregation or attending as a visitor, I hope you'll introduce yourself to me or Miss Vicky or Carolyn, who are all masters of the synagogue, old hat for the synagogue. Would be glad to talk to you and give you a more appropriate welcome, a warmer welcome than just what I can do up here right now. Please be respectful and silence your cell phones so that we don't have any chirping into the synagogue. And also, please save the date for our community trip to Israel in February of 2025. And just so you know, it's an adults-only trip. No kids on this one. Sorry, Harper. We'll get you next time. We have many more events coming up, and more detailed information can be found in our pamphlets and on our Tuesday email bulletin. But please don't hesitate to ask. And if I don't know the answer, I can find out from someone who does. So, once again, welcome and Shabbat Shalom. We are going to get started on page 128, 128, with Hine Matov. Hine Matovu Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matovu Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. And now, to continue with the process of welcoming Shabbat, I'd like to invite up Miss Vicky and Harper to come up and help us to light the candles, and with the saying of the Kiddush, we're going to turn to page 120, 120 for the candles, and then we'll flip to page 123 for the Kiddush. But right now, 120. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. And now we turn to page 123. 123. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה ורצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה ורצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים. And now we turn to page 138, 138 for Lecha Dodi. This is ancient liturgy where we are welcoming the Shabbat bride as if the Shabbat were a queen. We welcome her into our presence. And so we'll do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And then at the beginning of verse 9, and I'll cue you, if you'd like, to rise and turn to the doorway as if the Shabbat bride were actually welcoming in. So we're not there yet, but when we are, I'll let you know. So again, page 138 and 139, we're going to do Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki makor habaracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof maseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Ki va'orech kumi ori, uri, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala, Gam b'simcha uv'tzola, Toch emune am segula, boichala, boichala. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. And now we turn to page 146, 146. I invite you to remain risen in body or spirit for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch.
Adonai, Barak le'olam va'ed.
You may be seated. We turn to page 148, 148. Please join in the English.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzefot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening.
Baruch atah Adonai
Hama'ariv
Aravim.
Aravim.
And now we turn to page 150, 150. Please feel free to join in the English.
Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev
Amo
Yisrael.
Yisrael.
And now, for the Shema, I'd like to invite up Harper for some special help, not only with the blessing itself, with the creed itself, but with sign language to go along with it. So we turn to page 152, 152, and I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Thank you very much. You may be seated. And now we turn to page 154, 154 for the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uvshochbecha, uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot beineinecha, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. And now we turn to page 159, 159.
Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
And now we flip back to 158, look back to page 158 for Mi Chamocha. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malechutecha ra'uvanecha, bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze Eli anu ve'amru, Ze Eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. And now we turn to page 160, 160, for the Hashkivenu. Let's all read the English together, actually, at the bottom, and then we'll get into the Hashkivenu in the Hebrew song. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, over Jerusalem and all the world. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, and over all of those who dwell in the world. The world has had, it seems like every week I wind up saying this, and I think every week it's true. The world has had some difficult news. I know it's hard to open the paper or open our phones every day and check and see what's going on when so much of it can be troubling. And so the Hashkivenu, what we just said in the English and what I hope you'll join in as we sing part of it in the Hebrew, is that request of God to help us to have a shelter of peace, to help us to build a shelter of peace, a sukkah shlomecha. Our sukkah is just out beyond those windows. And so for this Shabbat in time, we ask God to help us to build a sukkah shlomecha that we may feel some peace this Shabbat. and hopefully we can carry it with us into the week beyond. At the top of the page, page 160, is Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu shomrenu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu shomrenu lechaim. And now we turn to page 162, 162, for a much more upbeat melody, which reminds us of our covenant with God and how God created this partnership and commands us to observe Shabbat. So Vishamru on page 162. If you'd like to come up and help us again, Harper, you're more than welcome to come up. We can always use help on the bima, and this is a song that we do well and teach to our schoolers, our kids in school. So Vishamru at the top of page 162. I'll get us the note, and we will go from there. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Beni uven bnei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam.
Thank you.
I say a lot of thank yous because I mean it. It is fantastic to be able to have people come up and help us out with the service. And I also believe in the power of gratitude. So hopefully I won't overthank people, but I say thanks every chance I get. And it is wonderful to be able to bring people into the service and to be able to thank people just in our lives who help us with various things. So thank you again, Harper. That was great. And so now we turn to page 164, 164. And I invite you to rise in body or spirit for the tefillah portion of our service, for the Amidah. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my mouth that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim, Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Baal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yahallelu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated. And now we turn to page 175, 175. Please join together in the English.
You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answers to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'odecha levarecha b'yirah na'avod. And now we turn to page 177, 177.
God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'cha na'er lehodot. It is, like I said before, always good to give thanks for all the blessings that we have in our lives. And also, we can still be very aware and to pray for peace. And so we turn to page 178, 178 for Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lecho hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. v'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol et u'v'chol sha'a bishlomecha. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. And now, having prayed for peace, our thoughts turn to those who are in need of healing, whether it is healing of mind, or of body, or of spirit. The congregation is thinking for healing of Jim DeArmond, Pearl Levin, Ron Rappaport, Carol Friedman, Carol Wallace, David Cohen, Carol Solomon, June Van, Rabbi Michael Matchison, Dennis Montaigne, Sherry Chait, Jerry Chait, Larry Michaelov, Antoinette Worrell, Linda Chambliss, Judge Frank Caprio, Stuart Rosenthal, Fran Marcus, Howard Silvers, Helene Ben Bassett, Paige Hedrick, Bonnie Yales Gibson, Sue Chataway, Jackie Gould, Vanessa Warner, Mike Hyman, Jaime Klinger, Carol Mendel, Jane Stewart, Kathy Weiner, Rob Moreland, Harvey Eber, Danny Cohen, Jamie Kinder, Velma Krasenstein, Ben Beltran, Bobby Adler, David Adler, Belinda Block, Sally Yochem, Randy Kammer, David Friedman, Jeff Mayer, Linda Margulis, Donna Denny, Len Ellikin, Carol Kalnitsky, Sadie, Charlotte Schwartz, Roz Block, all Israelis still being held hostage, all Israeli soldiers injured in this war, and all civilians injured in this war or any war. And now, I'd like to ask anyone here who has the name of someone in need of healing that they would like to share with the community to do so when my eyes meet yours. We hold all of the names together as a community. I invite us to turn to page 371, and to rise in body or spirit for the Mishaberach. Avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May those who will not be healed on this earth be blessed with nights free from suffering and days filled with peace. May God grant strength and comfort to all who care for the sick. May God help us to find hope and courage as we face fear and loss. May all who are ill be surrounded by the love of friends, loving companions, families, and community. And let us say, Amen. You may be seated. Now I invite everyone to take a few moments for silent meditation, for the prayers of your heart. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Like anything else, leading services from up here is not an exact science, so forgive a little bit of the paper shuffling, but I think we're good. Shabbat shalom, everyone. All right, that was pretty good energy from most people, but I think we can get a louder callback of Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Much better. That was great. That was great. So, it is also great to be back. Great to be back here after some weeks away. There was a Shabbaton where we studied with rabbis. I reconnected with friends and family, and I spent time at Camp Coleman. And having taken that time away, I feel refreshed. I've refilled my cup and recharged my batteries. And those are interesting metaphors, right? They really hit home. They speak to and they remind us about gathering the strength we need to keep moving forward. This Torah portion this week introduces a different metaphor that I find is much less common in today's parlance and also very uncommon in the Torah. The metaphor is circumcising your heart. That's right, circumcising, like the word we know from another part of the body, your heart. It is a powerful image. It pushes us to shed the hardness, world weariness, and cynicism that toughen our hearts. Circumcising our hearts enables us to open our hearts fully to new possibilities and to new people. Tonight, I want to reflect on the powerful role that mitzvot play in our lives, and how even during the most challenging times, maintaining faith will help us improve our lives, and that can transform our experience. It is in these moments of struggle in our daily lives, that our commitment to doing good can become a beacon of hope, guiding us through the darkness and reminding us that brighter days are ahead. In a quaint little village, a young girl named Rachel would walk to school every day. And every day, she would pass by an old man who would sit on a park bench under a shady tree by himself. One day, Rachel decided to stop and talk to the man. She did, and he looked up in surprise, taken aback that she stopped to talk to him. She said good morning with a warm smile, and he looked pleased and smiled back. They exchanged a few words, and Rachel felt a warmth she hadn't expected, not just from the sunny day, but from the good feeling she got from the smile that her interaction brought in the old man. From that day on, Rachel made it a point to stop by and chat with the old man every day. Sometimes they talked about simple things, the weather, the flowers in the village, or stories from the old man's youth. Other times they sat in comfortable silence, just sharing a moment of peace. Rachel knew that these small conversations made her a little late for school sometimes, but she didn't mind. Seeing the old man's face light up with a smile made it all worthwhile. One day, Rachel's teacher asked her, noticing her frequent tardiness, "Why are you late so often, Rachel?" And Rachel, hesitating for a moment, decided to explain to the teacher about the old man on the bench and how much their daily chats meant to both of them. The teacher smiled kindly and said, "That's a wonderful thing you're doing, Rachel. But you know, you don't have to do it if it's always going to make you late to class." The teacher's, of course, looking after students being on time. Rachel thought about it for a moment and then shook her head firmly. She said, "I know that it makes me late, but I love seeing him smile, and it makes me happy too." What Rachel didn't realize was just how much those small gestures meant to the old man. He had no family nearby, and his days were often lonely and quiet. Rachel's visits were the highlight of his day, a reminder that someone cared. Rachel wasn't looking for a reward or recognition for her kindness. The reward was in the joy she felt just knowing that she had brightened someone's day. Now, imagine if Rachel herself was going through some difficult times. What if she was feeling sad? What if there was a struggle with something at home? It would have been tempting for her to skip those visits altogether and focus on her own troubles. But sometimes, in those difficult moments, especially in those difficult moments, doing something kind for others can help us also. By lifting someone else's spirits, we often find that our own spirits are lifted too, reminding us that no matter how tough things may seem, brighter days are ahead. In this week's Torah portion, Akev, we are reminded of a powerful lesson about the importance of doing mitzvot, especially when life throws challenges our way. It is easy to forget the impact of our actions when we're caught up in the daily grind, but Akev calls us to remember that every good deed, no matter how small, can make a meaningful difference. Akev begins with a promise. The Torah tells us that if we listen to God's commandments and follow them, we will receive blessings. We will be blessed with food, health, and success. But I want to ask you something. Do you feel that we need to look forward to a reward in order to be motivated to do good things? Do we do good things only for a reward? In Parshat Akev, the deeper lesson is that even though the Torah talks about rewards, it is not just about what we receive. It is about how doing good makes us feel inside. Doing a mitzvah, whether it's being kind or helping others or following God's commandments, fills our hearts. Sometimes, though, we can be going through tough times ourselves, and our hearts get a bit hardened. They can wear us down, and we get calloused. This Torah portion commands us to circumcise the toughness around our hearts, to make ourselves vulnerable and tender-hearted again, to see the stranger and feel compassion towards them, to do mitzvot, not just because we're commanded to, but because it's what our hearts call us to do, to help others, to be kind, to do good. The next time you find yourself with an opportunity to do a mitzvah, I hope you'll be able to shift your focus away from what you might gain in return, especially when you're navigating difficult times. Instead, may we all be able to reflect on the intrinsic value of the act itself, of the good deed itself, and how it uplifts our spirits and brings light to someone else's life. The true reward lies in the quiet satisfaction of knowing that we've made an impact simply because it's the right thing to do. In those moments, we not only bring a bit of brightness to someone else's world, but we also affirm our own beliefs that even in the darkest of times, brighter days are just around the corner. Shabbat Shalom. And now, thinking of brighter days and channeling some of that same energy from our silent meditation and our prayer, Sim Shalom, I invite us to turn to page 678, 678, and to rise in body or spirit for Hatikva, Israel's national anthem. Kol od balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulfate mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia. O lo avda tikvatenu, hatikva bat shnot alpayim, liotam choshi be'artzenu, Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim, liotam choshi be'artzenu, Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. And now I invite us to turn back to page 586, 586, and to remain standing in body or spirit for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות העמה. שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומשה ויקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. Page 591. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו Echad. You may be seated.
It's on 595 on the bottom. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after their star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember.
The congregation is remembering tonight those whom we have lost within the last year. Oriel Betzalbel Ben Hinda, Erica Pearl, Anita Perlman, Ellie Reamer, Sydney Morris, Sander Pachter, Jenny Wolfe, Dean Leeser, Senator Stanley J. Aronoff, Rodney Elk, Alan Hyman, Mary Louise Boyer, Buzzy Klausner, Gregory Wayne Berger, David Dunn, Barry Schoenfeld, and Milton Margulis, and David Shaknovsky. We're also thinking of those whom we have lost at this time in years past. Michael Adler, Rachel Alpert, Michelle Brenner, Rita Cauliflower, Sylvia Coney, Lester Diamond, Rosa Dicker, Pearl Ginsberg, Julie Greenfield, Ray Grossman, Rhoda Israel, Arthur Jarrett, Albert Kay, Samuel Kiseloff, John Lumar, Marjorie Morris, Max Offenberg, Gordon Overton, Alice Sager, Samuel M. Scheinsight, Mayor Spiro, and Rudy Jurgen. If there is anyone that has a name that they would like to share with the community of someone whom they are holding it in their hearts that they have lost, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. We hold all of their names together. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we turn to page 598, 598 for the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam U'Lalmei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yithalal Shmei D'Kudusha B'richu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiran Be'alma V'imru Amen Yehei Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens bring comfort to all who mourn. And let us say, Amen. You may be seated. Let's turn to 626 for Ein Kelohenu. Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkenu, Ein Kemoshienu, Michelohenu, Michadonenu, Michemalkenu, Michemoshienu, Nodel Elohenu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. And now we turn back to page 603, 603 for the priestly benediction, the same blessing that we will say over all of you that the priests at the temple used to say over the Israelites gathered there. And so I invite you to rise in body or spirit on page 603, 603. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Cain Yehirat Son. May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
Cain Yehirat Son. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, shalom, shalom. Can you hear that sound?
May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.